Hello, Sappington 5th graders. Today we're going to talk about patterns in division. And you might be asking yourself, if we're talking about patterns in division, then why do we have a multiplication problem up there? Well, division and multiplication are related. And I'm going to kind of show how something we've already learned is related to what we're going to learn today. So we learned a quick way to estimate this product of 8,263 times 28. So we would go ahead and I'm going to switch to my pen here. We would circle this 8 and we're going to round to that thousands place. So we're going to look at the 2 next to it, and this is going to become 8,000 because the 2 is a 4 below, so we're going to leave the 8 alone. Change all the other numbers to zeros. And this is just review, so I'm going to go kind of quick. We're going to round this to 30. And you guys know why we're rounding that to 30. Again, 8 is 5 or above, so we're going to give that 2 a shove up to 3. Our basic fact pattern here is 8 times 3. And we know that 8 times 3 is 24. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros to add behind our answer. And we estimate this to be approximately 240,000. So we kind of say, how are these things related? I'm going to give you an example of how we're going to kind of use some of that knowledge with division. Here's an example that's actually picked right from the textbook. So it says, on the road again. Last summer, Emily's family drove 6,000 miles round trip from Portland, Oregon to Richmond, Virginia. On the trip, the car averaged 30 miles per gallon. How many gallons of gasoline did the car use? So we have some important information here. It's going to be 6,000 miles, and it averaged 30 miles per gallon. So for every 30 miles that they drove, they burned 1 gallon worth of fuel. And since they're asking how many gallons of gasoline did the car use, we're going to have to divide here. So we're going to take 6,000 and divide it by 30. 6,000 divided by 30. Now, with your trained 5th grade eye, you should see a relationship between these numbers. Do you see a relationship at all between these numbers? You should see something, specifically with that 3 and specifically with that 6. Think of your multiplication facts. So if you are able to identify, I'll give you a sec. See if you can identify a relationship between those two numbers. If you were able to identify that 3 times 2 is equal to 6, then you can actually solve this problem using mental math, and I'll explain how. So you know then that 3 goes into 6 twice, so that goes in there 2 times. And you have, instead of adding zeros, we're going to be taking away zeros. So we have 1 0 here in the number we're dividing by, and we have 3 zeros there. We're going to take away one of those zeros, and we have 2 zeros left. So how many gallons of gasoline did the car use? We think that they used 200 gallons, and we can check our answer by multiplying. So if we multiply 30 times 200, we get zeros, 1, 2, 3 zeros, and 2 times 3 is 6, and that equals the number we divided by originally. So 200 gallons is correct for our answer.